Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. That was a rather painful pullback yesterday, wasn't it? For the entire crypto market. Bitcoin getting into the 33,000s, XRP dropping down to, I think, 56 cents. Very painful for market participants, but there are those who are arguing that not only is this an incredible buying opportunity for those in the buying mood, but that really this is just setting up the foundation for truly transformative moves in the future. And so I want to share with you some perspective from a few analysts on that topic. And also, this headline from the Daily Hodl caught my attention, and I think you're going to enjoy taking a look at the data included in here. But here's the title. Here's how long it typically takes Bitcoin to recover after major crash. And I'll tell you what, most of the time, honestly, doesn't take that long. And the market does move in tandem here. And so that's why, like, even if we were, and I'm not arguing that we are, but even if we're, as an asset class, entering a true bear market that's going to last many years, I'll tell you what, like, the potential downside, the risk, it just, to me, it just seems limited relative to what the potential upside is, because the potential upside is practically unlimited by comparison. There's so much opportunity. And we've already seen Bitcoin crash over 50% from its most recent all-time high. Yeah, I tell you what, I could not be more optimistic. So plenty to talk about here, but look, I want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And so look, XRP, as I record this, it's only 60 cents, but it will not be this cheap forever. That's my bet anyway. No one knows for sure what the future holds in terms of price action for anything, but I've made my bet. I think that we've been going through a multi-year consolidation and correction with XRP, and I think that, I know that the vast majority of altcoins in existence have not had rallies, parabolic rallies this market cycle. Only a handful of cryptocurrencies have. I believe it's going to come. I do not believe that we've seen the last alt season ever to exist. I just don't think that's the case. And so I am doing everything I can to make damn sure that I've got the exposure that I want when it finally happens. But it's not just XRP. Don't feel like your XRP is the only thing that's not moving. XRP, to the contrary, honestly, given that it hasn't gone insanely parabolic like, for instance, Dogecoin or Luna, it's actually had some interesting movements over the last 12 months in particular, having run up to about $2, in April of last year. So let's not pretend like it hasn't done anything, And then a year before that, it was 11 cents. So let's not pretend that over the last 3 years there hasn't been exciting and positive upward price action. It's just that it's volatile, and the biggest moves that are going to provide the most life-changing opportunity in terms of wealth accumulation, that hasn't happened yet. It's ahead, but again, it hasn't happened for most coins. And what does history show us? Well, that's why I think you're going to find interesting how long these pullbacks actually typically last. But like I said, XRP at 60 cents, Bitcoin now at 36,473. $36,473. Market cap for the asset class, $1.68 trillion. And Bitcoin down is actually rising at 40.97%. Here you can see the 24-hour low for XRP at 56 cents, so I was right on that. And Bitcoin got down to as low as $33,241. And so here, this won't surprise you, here's the Crypto Fear and Greed Index at 12 out of 100. All I see is endless, incredible, life-changing wealth opportunities, and the vast majority of participants out there are extremely fearful while I am gleeful. I just, typical retail speculator and I, very different creatures. Very, very, very different creatures. Let's just say that. Take a look at this headline, which says it all. I don't even need to read the article, but it's from you today. Solana slips below XRP as network suffers another outage. So indeed, XRP at the time I'm recording this is back in the number 7 position in terms of market cap. Before that, it was at 8. But it's very close, so, I mean, I don't know if Solana will knock it back out, but I thought I'd highlight that because, hey, you know what, yay, a little bit of positive news here. Although, if we wouldn't count stable coins in this list, then XRP would actually be at number 5, and out of over 17,000 cryptocurrencies, XRP would actually be at number 5, and that's despite the SEC coming after Ripple, claiming that XRP is an unregistered security of Ripple Labs. You just wait till this clears up. What the hell do you think is going to happen? That's why I keep saying, the best is yet to come. Nothing's certain. There are no guarantees of any of this. Investing is risky, whether it's crypto or pick your investment, even stocks. But my gosh, I believe there's so much opportunity here. I've made my bets. I'm glad I got the exposure I got, because I'll tell you what, while people are having trouble sleeping with this volatility, I'll tell you what, if I didn't have exposure to XRP and my other cryptocurrencies, then I'd have trouble sleeping. The volatility itself doesn't bother me, because it's just a known fact that it's volatile. Like, why is that scary? It's good. Why would you want it to stop? Because the reason there's opportunities because it's volatile. It's just so silly. Okay, here's a headline from the Daily Hodl. Analyst Nicholas Merton makes massive late 2022 Bitcoin predictions. Prediction says latest Bitcoin crash setting bull run foundation. And so look, the asset class moves together. It's true of XRP too. If indeed this is correct, is the market going to go higher ever again in the future? I would bet yes. I would hazard a guess the answer is ultimately yes, even if we don't know exactly what the time frame looks like. And by the way, the analysts that they're covering here in this story, just a couple days before we started to see Bitcoin cratering, Nicholas Merton here, he predicted that there was going to be a final serious flush of the weak hands, and that you needed to have the system just flush out those individuals before you could have a move to the upside. And I covered that in detail, so I don't want to go into heavy detail in this video, but I just wanted to mention it here. Anyway, crypto analyst Nicholas Merton projects Bitcoin could rally nearly 7x by the end of the year despite current market conditions. In his latest YouTube update, Merton tells his 502,000 Data Dash subscribers that Bitcoin's recent market cap crash to $600 billion will set the foundation for the next bull run. And here's a quote. If you look at this on the expanding time frame, it looks pretty reasonable. And on top of that, when we take a look at the Bitcoin market cap, it's really interesting here. If we take a look at the previous cycle peak and align it with the lows, this has been a pretty important range of contest. If Bitcoin can hold here at $600 billion, that's going to set the foundation for Bitcoin to spring up over the next coming months. Yeah, and you just wait. That's why I wanted to have cover these two articles in particular, because again, the time frame usually not as bad as what you might be thinking. So anyway, piece continues on. The crypto analyst reminds his viewers that all rallies come from corrections and are often spurred by big money buying Bitcoin at heavily discounted market prices. Understanding how big players buy, according to Merton, is the key to navigating the highly volatile crypto markets. And this is so true. Listen to this quote. Rallies are formulated and nurtured by liquidations, by corrections, by fear. Because the only way you're going to see this market cap increase is by large players, the smart money, in this case, coming in at the time that they come in. Well, when do they come in? They come in during peak fear. They buy discounts. We got to respect them for that. We talk so bad about the large players, but to be honest, we just need to understand how they work. And we can navigate this market really well. Yes, this is true. And that's why I wanted to share this piece of data also. This is from analyst Willy Woo, who is one of the most well-known analysts in this space with 976,000 followers on Twitter. And he wrote this. Early signs that institutional money is starting to come back in. And so this blue line is the Bitcoin price, and then this is the whale activity, this yellow line at the bottom here. And you can see where he circled this. It's because recently, and think about how low, what's it been over the last few days, right? How bad has Bitcoin price gotten? Pretty bad, right? I just showed you the crypto fear and greed index at 12 out of 100 people are insanely fearful, and the panic selling. So what are whale holders doing? The largest holders out there, a lot of them big entities. It could be hedge funds too. Maybe not all just individuals. Well, how are these accounts behaving? They're buying. This is just data, folks. This is just data. So it's not surprising to see this, but be aware of it. That's why I love on-chain metrics. I like to see the human behavior. It's not the end-all be-all, but I do think it's something that's worth watching and does matter. The big money is acting differently than the scared little retail speculators out there who are in extreme fear right now, and it just doesn't make sense. They're panics, and by the way, they're panic selling everything. It's not just Bitcoin. They're panic selling XRP. They're panic selling their Ethereum. Just pick your cryptocurrency. The market is moving in tandem. It has nothing to do with fundamentals. And despite all of this, the crypto asset class just continues to be further adopted, so it's not going to matter. All right, now into this article from the Daily Hodl. Here's how long it typically takes Bitcoin to recover after major crash. The anonymous host of Invest Answers says historical data indicates Bitcoin isn't far off from a recovery. The analyst tells his 405,000 YouTube subscribers that the average correction takes 89 days and the average pullback devaluates Bitcoin about 57% from the top, adding that the average gains after a correction are a whopping 362%. So the host also notes that the average period for Bitcoin to recover to a new all-time high after a correction is 257 days. That number, however, is ballooned by the bear markets in 2017 and 2018 and also 2013 through 2015, which took 1,079 days and 1,181 days to recover, respectively. The 2011 bear market also took 631 days to recover to a new all-time high. And by the way, there's a chart for those of you looking at your screens right now. You can see what he's talking about here, including the end of this the previous market cycle, because Bitcoin topped, let's see, it was December 17th, 2017 at close to $20,000, and then it bottomed at about $3,200, 2 days shy of a year later on December 15th, 2018. So look, 363 days of not so fun downward price action. And there you go. And by the way, that does happen to be just one day after I launched my YouTube channel. So I almost nailed the bottom. My first video was December 14th, 2018, when nobody was paying attention to crypto, because what kind of idiot would buy crypto? It's all going to go to zero, right? Typical retail speculators, though. But look at this. So this is so normal. The price activity, it is not remotely scary. It is so normal. It's just a fact. Look at the figures on your screen. There is no reason to be fearful. That's as far as I'm concerned right now. I'm speaking for myself, though. If you're over leveraged, maybe that's a different thing. Or if you're going to need that money back sooner than later, if you've invested more than you're willing to lose, okay, fine. I don't know your personal circumstances. I'm just saying, on the whole, it doesn't make sense to be fearful in terms of whether or not there will be an all-time high at some unknown point in the future. The answer is a resounding yes. This asset class is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and I firmly believe XRP will hit its previous all-time high near $4 and enter price discovery. I don't know when, but I am super patient. And it's going to be a glorious day when that comes, because I've been waiting for years and years and years, literally, but I will continue to wait. I'm as patient as they come. I don't mind this. Piece continues. The Invest Answers host highlights that when those 3 bear market recovery periods are excluded, the average time it takes for Bitcoin to surge to a new all-time high is only 64 days. How about that? So when you take out the longer periods, those multi-year corrections, take those out, because most corrections, they're not multi-year corrections. When you take those out, the average time, it's just 64 days, actually. Less than you might have guessed, right? And here's a quote from this guy. Will we get back to where we were 70 days ago, $68,800? Yes, we will. I just don't know when. But it could be soon, because historically, the rebound happens within 64 days. These are just numbers. History. I know things are a lot longer now. Cycles are longer, but also markets fall and crash much faster than ever before, too. And that's a fair enough point. And I don't think that I was familiar with this particular analyst, but I like the take, and it sounds like stuff that I say a lot, frankly. So I was like, that kind of resonates with me, so I thought I'd share it with you. And plus, you know me, I just love data anyway. There's a bunch of data on your freaking screen right there, which I think is useful, can help people to manage their emotions and expectations. None of this is a big freaking deal. None of it. I'm telling you, most of my crypto holdings have not yet gone parabolic. Like I told you at the outset of the video, most coins haven't gone parabolic. But I will tell you, even despite that, the market on the whole is up, and my crypto holdings are worth way more than they were years ago. So and why? I'm just patient. I just hold. And I bought throughout the bear market. I just did. That's what I decided to do. I'm very thankful that I did. Now here's this from chart analyst Credible Crypto. As per my last update, the monthly close in 6 days will be telling. For now, we may make one more local low, would likely print a bullish divergence on the daily, but looking for relief to at least $40,000 in the coming days. Then comes the big monthly close. Yeah, well, hopefully he's right. I wouldn't mind seeing upward price action. If I've got my pick, I prefer up rather than down, right? Go figure. But I think the level that he was saying to look for in terms of monthly close, I'm pretty sure he's saying like $44,000. Are we actually going to close above that in a matter of just 6 days or so? We shall see. I don't know. Here's this from chart analyst Leb Crypto. Says, my detailed macro L8 wave count on Bitcoin. In my opinion, we're about to see the end of macro wave 4, sometime this quarter. with big capitulation into sub 30,000s. After that, wave 5 begins, taking price to new all-time highs sometime in Q4 2022. And so he's targeting Q4 for Bitcoin this year, $120,000 to $130,000. And folks, that would be incredible. That's way more than it's worth right now. But it's also not, it's nowhere near on the high end of some of the price predictions that are out there. In fact, going back to this article where we're getting Nicholas Merton's take, he also did state that he believes that it's possible Bitcoin this year, November 2022 is his best guess, could rally up to the $200,000 price range. Now, look, I'll tell you what, if that freaking happens, the amount of money that's going to flow into altcoins is just going to be staggering. I mean, I would hazard a guess, like if you're talking about Bitcoin actually getting to 200 grand, I don't think that expecting $10 XRP to be roughly the top 10 or $13, I don't know how it's reasonable to suspect that would be the top for XRP this market cycle if that much money actually flows into Bitcoin. If we already saw the top for Bitcoin, okay, yeah, maybe $10, okay, maybe 13, whatever, anywhere around there, that sounds kind of reasonable. But if you're talking about that much money flowing in this market cycle, well, I'll tell you what, by the time it rotates in XRP, there's going to be so much, oh my gosh, I would anticipate the bidding up of XRP price to be so quick, it's so insanely fast, it's just going to make people's heads spin. I wouldn't, and I don't make price predictions, but I mean, if we do end up seeing this market cycle, if that happens, it's an if we do, I won't be surprised to see $20 or $30 XRP. Things happen quickly, and it always seems impossible until you finally get there. Just like if you told people a decade ago, yeah, no, for real though, Bitcoin's going to be $69,000 in 2021. Be like, yeah, whatever. It's like $1 now or whatever in the earliest of days. Like, okay, right, you're crazy. Well, see, again, it sounds impossible until it actually happens. And the biggest movements happened quickly. They just historically do. Most of what it is to be in crypto investing, it's just sideways and down. That's mostly it. But then you get these big bursts that make it all worth it. So don't think, because, and again, why? Like, why would people pay that? It's 60 cents now. Why would people pay $20 or $30 for one XRP? Because they don't want to buy it when it's not validated. People feel, and then people emotionally respond and they FOMO in. They want something that feels validated. Why did people buy $69,000 Bitcoin, but then they want to sell their Bitcoin at $33,000? Human nature, folks. Welcome to being part of the human race. It's freaking ridiculous. It's just observe that humans behave like this. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.